In the underwater world of the ocean, there exists a mysterious and fascinating realm, inhabited by extraordinary and colorful creatures known as the coral reef. This underwater kingdom is the result of an extraordinary and patient work, a work built by tiny coral polyps. Corals are unique creatures, more like small sea anemones with stinging tentacles than stones or plants. These small coral polyps work together in harmony to build their marvelous underwater structures. They come together in colonies, millions of polyps organizing themselves to create large coral formations. But they don't do it alone. They have invaluable assistance from tiny unicellular algae called zooxanthellae. These algae live inside the polyps and play a key role in the life of the coral. Through photosynthesis, zooxanthellae provide essential nutrients to the corals and contribute to their vibrant colors. The coral reef is an incredible place, teeming with life and movement. It's like an underwater city where fish dart among the coral branches, turtles rest in crevices, and mollusks hide in cavities. It's an ecosystem rich in biodiversity, where every creature has a role to play. But the coral reef is in danger. Threats like pollution, ocean acidification, and rising temperatures endanger this fragile ecosystem. Climate change can cause coral bleaching, a phenomenon in which corals lose their colorful zooxanthellae, turning white and vulnerable. However, there are people and organizations working tirelessly to protect and preserve the coral reef. The creation of marine protected areas, scientific research, and public awareness are crucial steps toward its conservation. The coral reef is an underwater treasure that reminds us of the importance of preserving and protecting our precious marine ecosystems. It's a world of beauty and wonder worth discovering and safeguarding for future generations. Corals can be classified into various categories based on different criteria, including their morphology, geographical distribution, and the type of zooxanthellae they host. Here are some of the main classification categories for corals. Morphology: hard corals, scleractinia. These corals have a hard calcareous skeleton that makes them solid and sturdy. They are the primary builders of coral reefs. Soft corals, alcyonaria. These corals lack a hard calcareous skeleton and have a softer, more flexible appearance. Solitary corals. They grow as individual polyps rather than in colonies and are often larger in size. Geographical distribution. Coral barrier. Corals that form long, continuous structures, such as the Great Barrier Reef off the coast of Australia. Fringing corals. Corals that grow directly along the coastline, creating a rugged shoreline. Coral atoll. A type of circular or ring-shaped island surrounding a central lagoon, often formed by corals. Type of zooxanthellae. Corals with zooxanthellae. Most corals host symbiotic algae called zooxanthellae, which provide them with nutrients through photosynthesis. Aposymbiotic corals. Some corals do not host zooxanthellae and must capture their food with their tentacles. Families and genera. Corals can be classified into various families and genera based on their morphological and genetic characteristics. Examples include Acropora, Montipora, and Porites. Marine biome. Corals can be classified based on the marine biome in which they are found. For example, tropical corals are found in the warm waters of the tropics, while cold water corals inhabit cooler and deeper environments. In a hidden corner of the underwater world, where crystal clear waters cradle ancient secrets, lives an extraordinary organism: coral. These submerged gardens are magical and mysterious places where marine life finds refuge and beauty in an explosion of colors. But behind their apparent immobility, corals hide an incredible secret. They are marine creatures, and even though they may seem like stones, they grow at the pace of time itself, one layer of calcium at a time. Some of them, those ancient giants, have witnessed centuries of oceanic stories. The Great Barrier Reef, a treasure of Australia, is the largest of these gardens, so vast it seems to touch the sky. Majestic and fragrant with life, this reef can be seen even from afar, a celestial spectacle. The true magic of corals lies in their partnership with tiny algae called zooxanthellae. These colorful guests live within the coral tissues, providing them with nourishment through the dance of photosynthesis, and it's thanks to this fascinating bond that corals flaunt a palette of vivid colors. In the secretive world of corals, the night is a special occasion. Polyps open with shy beauty, ready to capture food as the sea is shrouded in darkness. But when day breaks, they gracefully retreat to shield themselves from the scorching sun. Not all corals hide in warm tropical waters. Some have adapted to life in cold waters, adding to the mystery of these adaptable organisms. To protect themselves, some corals produce toxic chemicals to deter predators. These same substances have found applications in medicine. Numerous coral reefs, including the majestic Great Barrier, have been declared UNESCO World Heritage Sites, a tribute to their ecological and scientific importance. But corals are also fragile. The innocence of their colors can fade when they are under stress, a phenomenon known as coral bleaching. In this submerged world, biodiversity is extraordinary. Despite occupying only a small part of marine habitats, they host a surprising variety of marine creatures. Corals reproduce both sexually and asexually, creating new generations of life in these underwater dances. These are just some of the wonders that make corals so captivating and important to the marine ecosystem. But let's also remember that they are fragile and deserve our protection. To continue enchanting the depths of the ocean. Preserving coral reefs is of utmost importance to prevent their degradation. Here are several actions we can take to contribute to their conservation. 1. Reducing marine pollution. It is crucial to minimize sources of pollution such as industrial discharges, agricultural fertilizers, plastic waste, and harmful chemicals to maintain the health of coral reefs. 2. Promoting sustainable fishing. Encouraging sustainable fishing practices helps prevent overexploitation of marine resources near coral reefs. 3. Responsible tourism. Since tourism can significantly impact coral reefs, it's essential to promote responsible tourism that adheres to local regulations and limits direct contact with corals. 4. Establishing marine protected areas. Creating and maintaining marine protected areas and marine reserves can help restrict human access to coral reefs, allowing them to regenerate. 5. Controlling carbon emissions. Addressing climate change by reducing greenhouse gas emissions is critical, as global warming poses a major threat to coral reefs. Each individual can contribute by reducing their environmental footprint. 6. Coral reef restoration. Some organizations actively engage in restoring damaged coral reefs. Supporting these initiatives directly contributes to reef preservation. 7. Education and awareness. Informing the public about the beauty and significance of coral reefs can raise awareness and drive action. 8. Supporting scientific research. Funding and supporting scientific research on coral reefs is essential for gaining a deeper understanding of the threats they face and developing effective solutions. 9. Reducing the use of coral-based products. To help preserve these precious ecosystems, individuals can refrain from purchasing or using jewelry and art objects made from coral. 10. Volunteering. Getting involved with volunteer groups or local organizations dedicated to coral reef protection provides a hands-on way to make a difference in their conservation efforts. In the deep waters of our planet, corals weave the fabric of life itself, and protecting them is a commitment that binds us to the future of all.